Okay, we are going to dive into one of the hardest parts of raising kind kids. This is what thousands of parents have written to me about, saying that this is the hardest part, the part they struggle with the most. They don't know what to do, they don't understand, they don't know how to help their kids. And it's when we're raising kind kids and our kids are kind, and then they deal with unkind kids. Somebody's mean to them, they retaliate, they're nasty. And it's disheartening. It's so sad when our kids are dealing with this, when their friend turns on them or the group of friends that they had are no longer their friends. So many of my personal friends' kids have gone through this. My kids have gone through this. So many of you guys are dealing with this. And I get it. It's so hard. So we don't want our kids to be taken advantage of or walked on, but we also want to keep our kids kind. We don't want it to harden their heart. And we want to keep the message true that it doesn't matter if these people are going to be mean, we're choosing to stay kind. And it's hard. A lot of kids, they don't understand. Well, how come they're mean to me? I'm so nice to them. How come he's not my friend anymore? As parents, how do you answer these things? We don't have the answers because we don't know. We probably were hurt by our friends at some point along our lives, and we're probably still hurt by it. It dredges up old bad feelings for us. And so it is so hard as parents to help our kids through this because it just feels so crummy. It feels so bad that our kids are hurting, that somebody was mean to them and they are hurt by it and don't understand why, and they just want to be friends with these kids. So this is, I think, the hardest part. From everything that I have been studying and researching, the hardest part of raising our kids to be kind is dealing with other unkind people in the world. But here's the thing. This is a valuable thing to go through as a child, to deal with unkindness. And here's why. There are unkind people in this world. They are raising unkind children. Straight up, that's just the way it goes. Those unkind children grow up to be unkind adults, and the pattern continues. And our kids, our sweet, kind, generous, empathetic, compassionate children, are going to grow up to be sweet, kind, compassionate, empathetic adults who can change the world around them. It's going to be magical. But they are going to encounter these unkind people. They are going to be in their college classes and in their jobs. It's going to be their boss or their boss's wife. They're going to have to learn how to deal with this. And so our job as parents is to help show them that people can be unkind to you and it doesn't have to harden our hearts, because that's about them. We have chosen to be kind because it feels good to be kind. It's who we are inside. It feels good to stay compassionate and be empathetic and give to the world, even if this person next to us is mean and nasty. So how do we help our kids deal with unkind people? So, number one, we're going to start with the big one, and this is teaching our kids to have the confidence and the courage to stand up for themselves. So this is easy for some kids, very hard for other kids. It depends on their personality. It depends on just how they interact with the world around them. If they're more extroverted and feel very confident in their own skin and being out in the world, it's very easy for those kids to say, stop, no, get away from me. You don't get to treat me that way. Again, mad without being mean. You don't get to treat me this way is kind to themselves. They're allowed to stand up for themselves. This goes back to not being a doormat. They don't have to take it. Teaching our kids this. And it takes some practice, more practice for our kids who are more introverted or more shy or who don't feel confident. So we need to role play with them. Say something mean to them. Tell them you're going to do it. Say, I'm going to say something mean to you, and you need to say to me, stop it. You don't get to talk to me this way. I'm going to pretend I'm going to be your friend, and I'm going to say, you can't play with us today because you're not wearing the right shoes. What would you say? Walk through them with this. Give them some practice. Give them the confidence. You can do this. But then also tell them, if they don't feel ready to stand up to somebody, they don't have to. It's okay if they don't stand up to the bully or the mean kid or their friend who is not being so kind to them. There are other strategies. So that's one of them. The next one is our kids, and this works a little bit better for our more introverted kids, and this is okay too. They can walk away. They can ignore it. And here's a lot of parents say that's not okay because they're not standing up for themselves. But what's the end goal? The end goal is to protect themselves emotionally and mentally and to not keep getting attacked verbally or physically or whatever the case may be. That's the end goal, is to keep them feeling good about themselves, keep them kind, keep them safe. So It's okay if they walk away because your end goal is still being met. We can work on having them stand up for themselves. They're not still taking it. They've left the situation. They're not going to be a punching bag. They've walked away. That's okay. It's okay if our kids know that they can walk away and go be somewhere else. The other thing they need to know is that they can go get adult help. So this goes back to the teaching them what tattling versus telling. So again, as a repeat, tattling is when you're trying to get someone in trouble. Telling is getting someone help, getting yourself help. If you really need help, you can get it. That's what the adults are there for. So you can go to an adult and you can say, I need help. Please help me. I have tried and I need help. So we can walk them through this. Tattle is not what we're doing. We're telling, we're getting help. You're in trouble. You need help. Get an adult help. It's okay to ask for help. And then the next one is just giving them the confidence to stay away from these kids. So one of my kids really wanted to play with these kids who were not kind to them over and over and over again. And they kept going back. Thank you, sir, may I have another? They kept going back, and we had to have conversation after conversation. Go play with these kids. Go try this. He's like, but I really want to be with these. No, go over here. There is no reason to keep going back to people who are unkind and are mean to you. Move your body. Go play somewhere else. So removing them from the situation, giving them the tools they need to go find new friends over here, away from this. So there's different levels of intensity when it comes to these major 4 strategies, but the end game is the same. Getting them away from these kids, keeping them away from the nasty, so they're not being a punching bag. If we can build up our kids' confidence to stand up for themselves, to stand up for other people, it's amazing. It takes time. Role playing, practice, give them ideas. So not saying you should say this, you should do this, giving them options. You could say this, you could say this, you could say this. What feels right to you? And then when they're in the tricky moment, they'll have some options, they'll have some tools that they can use. Or they know they can walk away and it's okay to walk away. They can know that they can go get help and it's okay to go get help. And they can know to just avoid these kids and go play somewhere else. Now, for those kids who just take it so personally, and so many kids do, my kids included, they just don't understand. Why aren't they just being kind to me? I'm a really kind person. And it's a really hard thing to walk our kids through. So here's a couple things that parents can do. First of all, just be that person that they can come to. Listen and connect, empathize, validate their feelings, label their feelings. You must be feeling really frustrated, or you sound really, really sad, or that must have felt embarrassing when they all laughed at you in class. I'm really sorry that happened to you. That doesn't feel good. Empathize with them. Let them know that you're the safe place. You want them to come and tell you these things, tell you the little things, so that when the big things happen, they know that they can still come to you. So be that person and let them talk about it and keep them talking. One of my kids who was bullied, they didn't like to talk about it, and I forced them to talk about it slowly and gently. I didn't let them just shut off, because when you start to think about things in your head, you can kind of change the narrative, and it can get to a really dark place. Give them a space where it's okay to talk. We're gonna talk about this. It doesn't feel good. I am here for you. I understand. So having that conversation, connecting with them. And it works. My son, when he would first tell me these things, it wouldn't come out for days. It would be days, or he wouldn't tell me anything, and I had to find out a different way. And then it slowly morphed into when I'd ask him what was wrong, he would say nothing, and then I would say, but we're gonna talk and we'll figure this out, because I knew something was wrong. And then he would open up to, now I need to tell you something later, and now he just tells me. So it takes time, it takes practice, but we can build up their talking skills, their conversation skills, and letting them know it's okay to have these emotions. And then helping our kids find really good friends so that they avoid being around these kids. They can just avoid a lot of this. And that's what all of Next Lesson is about, is finding really good friends, and the importance, how crucial it is to have a really good network of friends. And even if it's one friend, that one friend can be life-changing for our kids. So helping them find real friends that then won't do the put downs, that will stand up for them, that won't laugh at them and make them feel bad about themselves. And then the last thing that I think all parents need to keep in mind is that sometimes our kids take in the nasty, the mean, and they own it. Just like we sometimes own our kids' behaviors and we think, oh, it's all my fault that my kid's so mean. It's not a reflection of us. Our kids sometimes feel that how people treat them is, it's their own truth. It's they're treating me this way because I'm X, Y, and Z, or they were mean to me because it's all my fault. And we need to change the narrative for them. We need to say, it's not your fault that somebody treated you this way. They're making that choice. All we can do is choose our own behaviors. These are their behaviors. They made unkind choices and they were treating you in an unkind way, and that's not okay. It's not your fault. It's their choice to treat you that way, and we're gonna stop it, and we're gonna work on it, and I can go talk to the teacher. We can whatever you've decided to do as a family to deal with it. But reminding our kids that it's not their fault is a really powerful thing that we can use to really connect with them in a way so they know that whatever this kid said to them doesn't have to be their own truth. It's not the truth. So we can remind them of that. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to share with you quick wins that you can do right now to implement all of this from lesson 4.